Hello and welcome everyone to this week's episode of Tiny Table Talk. For this week's episode of The Challenge Total Madness, episode 6. We got a lot of furious things to talk about, so let's get fast and moving into the first topic. Now, this episode is the beginning of the end of the fireball elimination between Jay and Rogan. And this one starts off with the medics having to take a look at Jay. They deemed him fine to go on to the next 2 rounds, saying that he just got the wind knocked out of him. Of course, Jay is getting set up for round 2 and 3 of his offensive side of the ball, and he has to change up his strategy. And because he knows that he's not going to be able to go through Rogan in a very physical way, so his strategy was to just shoot the ball and then try to get around Rogan with his speed and then possibly throw the ball in or dunk the ball into the basket. However, that just does not work at all, as he shoots the ball twice, it does not make the basket, and he can't get to the ball quick enough. And if I'm remembering balls incorrectly, I felt as though that once the ball hits the ground, that the round would be over, but maybe that's the other switch up in the rules in Fireball. Instead of just the ball being on fire, that also if the ball hits the ground, that it's still live, and Rogan was able to pick it up, throw it out of bounds, and make Jay go 0-3 on his offensive side of the ball. Rogan is ready to take the offensive side, and Jay is ready to get on defense until he's asking production a ton of questions. And on further inspection, he was dealing with a pretty big concussion to where he just did not know what was happening. And that's when they decided to medically pull him from the elimination, as if he took another hit, it could be very dangerous. It's sad to see somebody have to leave being medically DQ'd from the game who for sure wants to be there, but I feel as though that this is a good summarization of Jay's season on this season of the challenge. It was short, but he showed he had a lot of tenacity, he had a lot of passion, and he was doing whatever it would take to help him win from week to week. And I think this just shows that he deserves to be on more seasons of the challenge. Now, there was a lot of relationship drama happening on this episode, in particular of The Challenge Season 35, and we got a smidge of Kailah and Bear, but what really dominated our screens was between Zach and Jenna, as Zach wasn't able to get into Jenna's IG accounts to look at her DMs from 2 years ago when they were on a break, and he was not returning her phone calls. Once they finally returned the phone calls, Zach didn't say "I love you" back. He was just really pissed. He even took out his Invisalign, which was really funny, because it was just like, I know this is going to be shown on camera probably, that this is going to be on TV forever, so let me take out my Invisalign and then we're going to have a conversation. To me, this is the wrong time and place to bring up this whole petty nonsense of 2 years ago when you guys weren't even dating at the time. To bring this up with Jenna, who's in a very pressurized, stressful environment and situation of the challenge house, and to throw off her game when she's trying to help get not only herself the title of challenge champ finally, but to also win $1 million to help set y'all up for later down the road in your relationship, in life, and to just throw such a monkey wrench and to say, hey, you should come home and we should have to talk about this. And if you don't come home right now and give up your shot of becoming a challenge champ and winning $1 million, if you don't do that, then you don't really love me. And you know what's the worst thing is? That if you're a longtime viewer of the challenge, this is not anything new. This is the same song and dance since the beginning of their relationship in Battle of the Exes 2. And it's sad. It's from the phone call where Zach was called Jenna Brooke in Rivals 3, and then what happened in War of the Worlds. That's just 2 instances, but it's happened so many times. And I know Jenna put out a written statement or a photo of a written statement on her Twitter and Instagram talking about how we shouldn't judge our relationship because we have no idea what it is like behind closed doors. And I get it, I understand that, but come on, what we've seen is terrible. And I hate that this is a reoccurring situation. And I feel as though that if Zach really trusted Jenna, then he wouldn't keep on bringing up weird and petty stuff. Like, stay off her Instagram DMs. She has shown nothing to say that she's the one that's ever cheated on you or to show that kind of mentality. Like I said, this is no surprise to any of us, but what is a surprise is that, one, Zach is able to mess up Jenna's game when he's not even on the challenge season. That is a next level type of situation. And number 2 is that he's gotten more screen time than Casey. Now, this daily challenge took the back half of this episode as we saw a daily challenge inspired by the movie series and franchise Fast and Furious. Now, this makes a lot of sense because the original release date was later May, and this is now being out early May, so it makes a lot of sense that they were going to go hand in hand. However, it's been pushed back because of the quarantine. It's been pushed back a whole year, so now everybody's just talking about Fast and Furious because, hey, it's a fun movie franchise. But this daily challenge is just like all the other daily challenges where everybody can't complete it. And I get it. There's going to be some people that can't complete the daily challenge. We don't want easy daily challenges anymore, but it's also infuriating to see a lot of people get eliminated or unable to complete this daily challenge. I think it's just annoying to think about that there was 12 teams of 2 with Jordan going twice, that there was 12 teams and only 3 were able to complete this daily challenge. And there was a lot of talk about a lot of people throwing it. And I think, are we getting to that point that we're just now accusing people of throwing it? Or if they are throwing it, we're just now at this strategy level of the game that people are just wanting to throw every single daily challenge? First of all, it doesn't make sense what Nelson is saying, that Aneesa wants to be thrown into the elimination, so she throws this daily challenge. Why wouldn't she want to win into the tribunal so she can hold her own fate in her hands and throw herself in? Because that's the only way she's going to absolutely get into the elimination, is if she throws herself in. That's the only for sure way. And then we have Jordan and Bayleigh fighting as they are the last team to perform this. And Jordan actually performed this and was able to get a great time with Nany. And then him and Bayleigh go, and it doesn't work out that way. Now, we saw what was said on the TV where Jordan was saying that Bayleigh wasn't helping out at all with the puzzle. On Twitter, Bayleigh said that was not true at all, that she was trying to work with the puzzle, but Jordan kept on pulling off pieces. She even reiterates this in the Bayleigh video this week. You can go check that out now on the Bayleigh and Swaggy YouTube channel where they talk about this. Fessy also brought up that he thinks that Jenna threw the daily challenge because she wants to go into the elimination and she knew she was at least going to be thrown in by the house. So there's a lot of talk of people just throwing daily challenges, and just it's terrible to listen to because these producers and these stunt people put together these really cool daily challenges that they think that it would be 1, fun to run, 2, fun to shoot, and 3, fun to edit, and for us as the audience to be fun to watch. But then to hear that people are DQing, being eliminated, can't finish this, people are throwing it left and right, it's not fun for us as the audience and longtime fans of the challenge to be watching it and just hearing, oh, this person threw it, this person threw it, this person can't do it. Now there's only 3 people that can officially get into the tribunal, and it just adds to how this episode just was kind of lackluster all around. With that being the case, I just felt as though that this daily challenge just kind of went with the whole vibe of the episode, which was kind of lackluster, and to not get an elimination along with this is kind of lackluster as well. Also, shame on you, MTV, for making us listen to Limp Bizkit. No, there is no good reason that we should have listened to Limp Bizkit in 2020. I don't care if that is their best song in their catalog. No. I decided to switch it up this week because not a lot of things happen for people to go up the ranks, in my opinion. So instead of Red Skulls, I'm gonna be handing out some Numbskulls for this week. So at number 3, we're gonna have Josh, who kicked off the puzzle piece in the first 5 seconds of his round with Tori. As they kick off the puzzle piece and then they're putting together this puzzle, it looked like they were gonna be able to complete this, have a great time. Tori was finally gonna get into that tribunal that she's been wanting to go into the elimination and win her Red Skull. But alas, Josh's clumsiness just totally wrecked that for her. At number 2, we have Nelson, who is just berating Aneesa endlessly, whether it was on the truck, in the confessional after the elimination, or in front of everybody. Nelson was just yelling at Aneesa, who was on the verge of tears. There's a time where you can be frustrated with a certain situation or something that happens, but there's a time where you just have to let go. It happened. It looked like an honest mistake, and you just gotta be frustrated, But to yell at somebody, you shouldn't be yelling at anybody at all. You should just be frustrated that it happened, but you need to let it go because it just happened. Like, it happened. There's nothing you can do about it. However much you yell or how loud you yell will not transform time and place. It's just gonna happen. It happened. You gotta let it go. And you just gotta roll with the punches. And at number 1, we have Zach. Like I said, it's incredible that he can throw Jenna's game off so much without him even being on the season. But to him to come at Jenna at the wrong place during the wrong time and to talk about something so petty over Instagram DMs from 2 years ago. She's here at the challenge trying to win a good chunk of change for y'all so you can start off your life together in the right foot, and for you to be like yelling at her, not returning her calls, and to want her to come home and forfeit a great opportunity for her to win money is absolutely asinine, and you are the number 1 numbskull for this episode of the challenge. Now I got some comments from my comment section from my Thursday video on the challenge, episode 6. So let's just jump into it with Brittany Smith saying, I don't feel Rogan earned that red skull at all. I remember that elimination between Nelson and Darnell, well, it was Darrell, as a mercenary that ended in a tie, and they gave Nelson the win, but he didn't earn the relic. IDK seems kind of lame to win a red skull off a medical DQ. I'm also super confused with Jenna joining the tribunal. Jordan said something about taking the power out of the house's hands, but he gave none of that power to Tori either. I totally see where you're coming from with Rogan not quote-unquote earning his red skull, as he did not technically win. His opponent was medically DQ'd, but he still was in the elimination, so to keep the momentum going and the show moving forward, they had to give him the red skull, as there would be no guys ready to go into the final if that was the case. And I remember the one that you were talking about with Darrell and Nelson from Vendettas. He did not technically get the win. It was a draw, and that is the first draw in the challenge history. So it's still technically a draw. He was able to stay in the house, but he did not get the win. But I feel as though that Nany wanted to give some more time for Jenna to think it over and for her to have her fate in her hands. That if she thought about it some more, really wanted to go into the elimination, then she could put herself in the elimination regardless of what happens. But if she gets voted on by the house or is picked by the tribunal, then she's most likely going to be thrown in rather than go on her own terms. Next we have Keehan Robinson, who says, first off, this to be continued stuff is getting on my nerves. Second, Zach is telling Jenna to come home, even though she's in the challenge trying to get $1 million for them. This season's not going how I expected it to be. I totally agree. 90 minutes is plenty of time to show one drama, a daily challenge, and an elimination. Like, those 3 things are formulaic and should be in every single episode, whether it's 90 minutes, 60 minutes, or 30 minutes. And to have an hour and a half, and we got drama mixed with a daily challenge, and that's it, is infuriating to me. And I agree, Zach is being super selfish. The next comment is from Serenity Kane, who says, why does Jenna's friend know about what's going on with Zach before Jenna? Giving that a hard side eye. Zach is just bored and jealous and wants some screen time. Ghosting her like that when she's alone, isolated and alienating her from his feelings is unfair and childish. Absolutely agree. 100% facts right there. Yes. I mean, come on. You know he knows how much she loves him and how much whatever he's doing affects her. So to do this in the middle of the challenge and to be throwing all this emotional stuff at her when she's dealing with a lot of stuff inside the house is absolutely nuts to me. Oh my gosh, it's so infuriating. I don't know what's more infuriating, the way Zach is handling the relationship or the 90-minute episodes with no elimination. Asha says, I was literally looking on your channel for this right when you uploaded. Awesome, thank you so much. But they're definitely killing me with all this house drama / tribunal crap. Where is the eliminations, especially when the episode is an hour and a half? I'm feeling this comment so much. I'm so happy we're on the same page. You and me are on the same exact page right here. Edit, Him taking out the Invisalign / retainer killed me. I agree. That's when you know it was serious. He's definitely ridiculous arguing with her about old things from 2 years ago. Either forgive her or break up with her. Don't dodge her calls and be childish. Yes, I feel it. I feel this. You are just channeling me internally and mentally. I feel as though you and I get each other on a whole different level there. Will Gillum says, I understand the wanting to create good television in quotes aspect, but this episode had a lot of unnecessary parts. I could tell how it was moving that there wasn't going to be an elimination. Like when you hit 35 to 40 minutes and we haven't gotten to a daily challenge, either the daily challenge is going to take really short time, which stinks, or it's going to take a while and we're not going to get elimination, or both the elimination and daily challenge are going to be really quick, and you don't want either one of those. But it's like, come on, we have 90 minutes and we have so much drama. I feel as though that they wanted to bank on that whole Fast and Furious SEO. So maybe they wanted to elongate the Fast and Furious, or they know everybody's in quarantine, so they want to elongate all the episodes. Regardless, I don't like it. It's an hour and a half of my time every single week, and I think I deserve, or we deserve as the audience, a daily challenge, some drama, nominations, and an elimination every single week. And final comment, open ice hits with Scotty 2 Hockey. Zach needs to work on his insecurities. Dude looks like a stud and acts like a dud. It's sad. Got to trust and respect your girl if she's really the one. You will. I trust mine with my life. And that's what you own. That's all you can do. And yeah, I totally agree with you. Dude's looks like a stud, but he acts like a dud. And that is his attitude in life, his attitude on these challenges, and just his challenge performance in general. I mean, the dude is stacked physically, and he was dominant in his first season, and then he can't win since his rookie season. It's been like 12 seasons, and he hasn't won a single thing. He's been to a couple of finals and just hasn't been able to cash in. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to everyone who commented that I read all their comments. Thank you so much for everyone who's watching now. What did you think about this episode? Let me know that in the comment section below. What did you think about all the relationship stuff? Did you watch Bayleigh's video on this episode? What did you think about what they had to say? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching and commenting. Let me know anything and everything. Tell me everything you will feel about this episode. Tell me everything you feel about the drama. Was it too much drama? Was it too little drama? What did you think about the daily challenge? What do you think about the hour and a half? Tell me. I mean, I really feel something about these to be continues with 90-minute episodes. Let me know what you feel about them in the comment section below. I want to hear anything and everything. I feed off of your comments. Thank you so much for watching, and while you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really soon with more challenge content, more brief histories, top 10s, top 5s, all that good stuff. Join me on Thursdays for the challenge, Total Madness review and recaps, Survivor review and recaps, and join me next week Friday for more Tiny Table Talk for the challenge season 35 Total Madness. But until then, peace.